What's up, everybody? Y'all now tuned in to Westchester Talks. This is episode 10. I'm your host, PJ. And of course, today, got my brothers with me. My brother Lex, my brother Fred.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I see I'm doing the intro a little different today. I usually say Fred's to my right, Lex is to my left, but we ran into somebody today on the outside that had Westchester in a frenzy. You know what I'm saying? A special guest that we also had last week with us. We want to shout him out for being in White Plains at the time. Earn your leisure, Zoe. Rashad, welcome back, my brother. Welcome back, my brother.
Appreciate it.
Yes. And we gonna get straight into it. Usually, you know, of course, like, subscribe, comment. Shout out to the private shop, our sponsors, of course, for making this our home and making it comfortable for us. As always, if you need sneakers, hype, anything, definitely tap in. But I say let's get straight into the conversation that everybody been hitting, all three of us host about, the top 5 basketball towns of Westchester.
Yeah, well, you know, it's crazy because y'all do the top 5 players.
Yes.
Right, all the time. That's a common thing that's been done for a long time. So I was driving the other day and I just had a rant. I'm like, damn, what is the top 5 towns when it comes to basketball in Westchester? So I put some thought into it. I posted it. And then, you know, everybody had their opinions. They hit me up about it. I'm sure they probably hit y'all up about it. So yeah, I'm just out here, then I run into y'all. So it's divine timing.
For sure.
Now we get to have this conversation. So you want me to start it off?
I think, because people was asking me, was you drunk? People asking, so we was going to do a mental health check-in because I had to see if it was good, but you know.
Been in the club doing
Well, let's get.
Well, I say let's go first. Let's state your list.
I'm gonna do it like a
and then
good lawyer. I'm gonna state the list and I'm gonna state my case.
For sure.
And then I'll let y'all come and state your case.
For sure.
But okay, so I have top 5. I have Mount Vernon number 1. That's self-explanatory, right?
Yeah, I think
we don't even gotta waste time with
Yeah.
that. Okay, now it gets a little tricky for some people.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Peekskill. Okay. My number 3 is Elmsford. My number 4 is Fairview, Greenburgh to be specific. And my number 5 was New Rochelle. So let me tell you how I came about this, right? Number 1, like I said, so when you look at state championships, right? I did this a few different ways. I did high school culture of like the actual town culture, and then I did standout players. So you look at the state championships for Section 1. Mount Vernon has 14, number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, you know what number 2 is? Peekskill.
Oh, sorry.
Number 5. Number 3, Hamilton. Number 4, right? So a lot of times people...
Hamilton plays kill on the chip.
A lot of times people don't give credit to smaller towns or northern Westchester because they're small, right? Mm-hmm. So you have dominance in Southern Westchester has dominance as far as cultural relevance when it comes to Mount Vernon, New Rochelle, Yonkers. They're bigger, they're closer to New York City, they have more influence a lot of times, right? Whether it's through hip hop, whether it's through a lot of different things, right? Mm-hmm. So they don't even know anything about Central and Northern Westchester, right? But you look at Peekskill, right? Okay, now they have the second amount of state championships, right? Class B, that's a hard division. It's not an easy division. Class A, actually. So now let's look at the players. They have arguably the greatest player ever that came out of Westchester and stayed the whole entire career, which is Elton Brand. Number 1 draft pick. McDonald's All-American, Duke, NBA All-Star, legendary.
For sure.
Right? But then you got Hilton Armstrong. I played against Hilton. Hilton's tough. Hilton went to UConn, won a championship at UConn, went to the NBA, played in the NBA for 10 years, right? Then you got Mookie Jones, legendary, one of the top scorers in Westchester County history, went to Syracuse. You got Rashad Turner. I don't even know you knew who Rashad Turner is. He played with me, super tough in high school, went to D1 Maine. You got Brickhouse. You got a variety of different people, right? So I look at a town like Peekskill, which is a relatively small town, right? And like the grand scheme of things, for them to have that culture, right? They have they always had a basketball culture. I used to go to Peekskill, Bowman Towers. That's like their projects up there. They used to have a summer league up there. Like I had family in Peekskill, so I always knew Peekskill was one of these towns where they always brought teams to the city. They brought teams to Greenburgh. They always came with it, and they still do. Men's, open, girls, every division, right? Like they've had tremendous culture when it comes to basketball, right? So I'm like, okay, well, they got the second amount of state championships. They got 2 NBA players. They got one, arguably the greatest player of all time, right? A slew of other Division I players. I'm like, damn, they gotta be up there, right? Hamilton, Elmsford. Now this is where it gets a little tricky too, because technically Greenburg, when I say Greenburg, we're talking about Fairview Greenburg.
Right.
But the town of Greenburg, Elmsford and Fairview Greenburg are in Greenburg.
Mm-hmm.
Hamilton's a part of Greenburg, but it's different school districts. That's why I broke it up. So Hamilton, the knock on Hamilton is going to be like they're Class D.
Yeah.
It's like 4 blocks. There's like 1,000 people that live in the whole town, right? Shout out to everybody in Hamilton, but it's literally like the size of my pinky. Like it's super, super small. Okay, that's pretty astonishing that they have probably the greatest player ever, Donovan Mitchell. He's from Hamilton. His pops was a legend, Big Donovan, right? So, man, it's not a fluke. 10 years later, they get another NBA player, RJ Davis, who's the all-time leading scorer in Westchester history, right? Legend in North Carolina. Now he's in the NBA. Now they got Anthony, the kid.
Anderson Diaz.
Anderson Diaz, top 20 player. It's not a fluke now. You're getting 3 generations. Every 10 years, you're getting an NBA player. He's on a pathway to go to the NBA if he plays his cards right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, damn, you're getting 2 definite NBA players, 1 NBA legend, another NBA player who's probably in the upcoming, 4 state championships, and once again, culture. They've always had culture. Even when I was playing, like, Hamilton's one of these towns where it goes beyond the season. Summer leagues, they bringing teams in. We had a rivalry as far as Greenburg. A lot of people might be mad at me from Greenburg for putting Hamilton. I never lost to Hamilton, but I understand that the culture is longer than just a 5-year span. Everybody can have ups and downs. That's why I said ever also, right? And they have other Division I players, Euro Hogan's, 1D1, like they have other Division I players outside of those guys, right? So I'm like, that's pretty astonishing to have that level of talent from such a small percentage of the population, right? So now I'm like, okay, now we gotta go to Greenburg. Fairview Greenburg. Once again, when you look at Fairview Greenburg, I mean, you got Daniel Abrams, legend, Boston College, first team, all Big East, when the Big East was really the Big East. Allen Iverson, Kerry Kittles, Allen Iverson, legendary. We got Tyrone Foster, who was starting guard. First of all, he's a JUCO All-American. Then he goes to Oklahoma, right? And then he went to Louisiana Lafayette, went to the NCAA tournament. So, I mean, when you talk about Westchester County, he's legendary within his own right? You got Dante Taylor, one of the only McDonald's All-Americans to ever come from Westchester County. McDonald's, not only was he a McDonald's All-American, he could have actually won the MVP. He had 16 points, right? Like, won the skills competition at the McDonald's All-American, right? Like went to Pittsburgh. Yep. So that's an extremely strong resume, but then you got the curveball. I said hoopers. I didn't just say men's hoopers. The girls list is even more impressive. Yeah. You got Portia went to Kentucky. You got Amani went to Georgia Tech. You got Tisha went to Syracuse. These are all girls that went to Woodlands. That's pretty crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? To have that, once again, it's a small town. Fairview, Greenburg. We're not even talking about the town of Greenburg. We're talking about Fairview, small section of Greenburg, to produce that many talented players. And then the culture is probably next to Mount Vernon, the strongest culture because the center. Everybody had to come through the center, no matter what. No matter where you came from in Westchester, you played in the center. That's 100% fact, right? Mm-hmm. So whether it's Fringy, whether it's, Frankie, the list goes on, right? Like, that history of going to the center, summer leagues, teams practicing out of the center, or whether it's Yosemite Park, like it's all connected. Like the culture of Greenburg basketball, it speaks for itself. So that's why I had them at number 4. Now, the argument is, now we go to New Rochelle. So let's put New Rochelle, Yonkers, and White Plains all in one bucket, because this is where people are mad. People are mad at New Rochelle for being number 5. I look at New Rochelle like it's the biggest high school in Westchester, the biggest. So for the biggest high school in Westchester to not have one NBA player, that's concerning for me, right? For the biggest high school in Westchester to not have one state championship, that's concerning for me, right? So how can I put them ahead of people that have NBA players, multiple NBA players, multiple state championships? Now they have culture as far as shout out to Krabby and, Lincoln Park is a legendary park, but for a long time, their culture was football. Mm-hmm. Ray Rice, shout out to Ray, like that's what they was known for, right? They wasn't really known for a culture. You have moments where you're better than Mount Vernon, but Mount Vernon always reigns supreme. right? So that's why it was kind of hard for me to put them on above that, but I do respect their players. He's a great player that came from there, right? But I just look at it, that's how I looked at it. Lack of NBA player, lack of state championships, it's kind of hard for me to put him above. Now, Yonkers is one of the biggest cities in New York State. I think it's like the second or third biggest city in New York State. They have 8 different high schools. They don't have one state championship from 8 high schools. They don't have one NBA player from 8 high schools. They don't have no culture at all. No culture. Like, when's the last, and this is coming from Yonkers. Jadakiss will tell you that. Like, they don't have like a grassroots program. They had midnight basketball. That was like 15 years ago. Since then, they haven't had no summer leagues, none of that. So they don't have culture. They had culture for football at Roosevelt for a minute, but they don't have culture like that. Just because you might have a good street player here and there, I'm talking about organized culture. This is a consistent thing. It's like, and then that's how I feel about White Plains. I feel like White Plains is a big city. It's the capital of Westchester, right? No state champions. No. You got one state championship?
Might have got
Like
2.
90. I think
We got
90,
2.
91, something like that.
Are you sure you have?
with Kareem Washington.
No, state championship.
Yeah.
State
That
championship.
went to UMBC with the school you went to.
He did go to.
And 14 points there. And was on conference
Oh, yeah,
there. We got 2 state championships.
Okay.
Hold on. Now let me
Two state championships or one?
Two. I believe we got 2.
I believe
We got 2.
they-
We got one with
I think
Spoon.
they got 2.
Shout out to Spoon, Ferris Avenue. We got one with him. We got one with Kareem.
State championship.
State championship. And we beat Mount Vernon in the state championship.
No, you can't be Mount Vernon state championships. You got section.
No,
section.
I know we beat them in the section and we won states.
Yeah, that's the year that.
That's a fact.
So you got
Twice. We got 2.
So you got one state champion.
No, we got 2. I believe we got 2.
To be determined. We'll say 2. How many NBA players do you have?
1. We had
Who?
SK.
Yes, SK for sure. Shout out to SK.
Division 1.
Division 1. Shout out
We
to SK.
go from the state championship to the last
How many high major Division 1 players do you have?
high major.
Yeah, high major.
Probably not.
No.
Probably not a bunch of high majors, but we have a bunch of Division 1.
But how many high major players do you have?
I would say
1. SK.
I'll say 1.
Okay, that's
Well,
concerning.
now you make
that's
it-
concerning to me. No, because we're talking about the highest level. We're
you
talking
moving
about
the field goal.
Well, if you look at Greenberg, I didn't name myself. I played mid-major. I didn't name Kurt. He played mid-major. I didn't name a bunch of players that played mid. I didn't name Josh James. He played.
Yeah.
I named high-level Division 1 players because that's what we're talking about, right?
Yep,
We're talking about potentially making it to the
Power
NBA.
five. We talking about-
Power 5 conferences.
Yeah, but we're talking about a body of work. You can't just have if you sell 1 gold record and somebody has 15 platinums. 15 platinums is over that 1 gold record.
Nah, but the platinum is what we
Nah,
talking
but
about.
Yeah, exactly.
you can't talk about. We talk about body.
but what
we
did
talk about ever. You got to talk about the
So
body.
then
of work.
that means so what you're saying is the
We
reverse.
have so many
Y'all have a lot of gold records.
from the state championship.
Platinums is
Kareem.
Power 5. Platinums is SK.
Yeah, okay, yeah, the other way.
But what did I say? What did I say? I said.
SK from college. He from Yonkers.
That's a fact.
Come on.
But what did I say? I said my rankings was
Come on.
power.
Dante never
I said star players. I said star
You
players.
never started footing
I-
green.
I
I'll take out the trouble in Woodlands.
I said star players, culture, and high school accomplishments
We
as far
talking
as
about
championship.
White Plains basketball culture was way above New Rochelle, way above Ellsworth and Greenville.
No, it's not.
I think way
it's
above
not.
is a-
It's not.
is-
How is it?
And we're
How
talking
is
about from that time period?
how is the culture?
That time period?
How is the culture? It would be an objective.
Yeah.
How is and shout out to Spencer Mayfield
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the whole coaching staff. How is the culture better? What have they done better? Because like I said, they've traditionally have always lost to Mount Vernon outside of that 1 year with Kareem Washington.
Everybody lost to Mount Vernon, so
So when you're talking about culture, right?
Yep.
I'm talking about grassroots playing. I don't see that. I see them playing in the Greenberg Summer League.
Yep.
And after that, what else are they doing?
But I would say you're right. We do lack culture.
And this is
as
people
in-
that I heard from White Plains tell me
No,
this.
you're right. We do lack culture from youth to high school. But what I'm saying is what we produced from, you could say from that state championship, I would say to the 2017 when we had, I think Q Burns that went to Maine was our last Division I player. Or it might have been, was he after Jordan Tucker?
Yeah,
He was after Jordan
he's
Tucker.
after Jordan Tucker.
Jordan Tucker's from Greenberg.
He's from Greenberg, though.
The White Plains.
No, he's
Nah, he's
lives
from
in Greenberg.
GD.
His house is in
For
Greenberg.
sure.
That's,
If-
I didn't even mention Jordan Tucker.
But if
Yeah.
you name, he's
Frenchie kid and all.
White
He
Plains.
grew up.
He grew up with us.
He grew up in Greenberg.
Okay.
He's from Greenberg.
So if we go from,
That's another one.
if we-
I text him. I text JT to ask him. I said, everybody say White Plains. What you Greenberg?
No, he's from Greenberg. He's
Listen,
from
if you
Greenberg.
go from Kareem right, 19 something, to Q Burns, which is I think 2017, 18, however long that is, we have way more Division I players.
Can you name them?
I can name a lot.
Can you name
Austin, the Austin brothers,
Okay.
Quentin,
Mark.
Kareem, SK, Shawnee, Rashad.
Shawnee and
Dave-
Rashad the same person, right?
No, Rashad James.
Big Shawnee went to
Rashad James
Canisius.
got the
Rashad
bounce,
James,
yeah,
Q.
You just said Q. You said Q twice.
No,
you named
Quentin.
Quentin Martin.
Quentin Martin.
You just
And
named
then-
Quentin
And then
Martin.
Keon Barnes.
Keon Barnes. 2 days. That's like 30 years age gap right there. Who else? May forget my thought. Hire somebody else.
So your argument is that you have more.
We have way more college
mid-level talent.
If we're talking about
No-
body of work,
So that's what I'm saying. Y'all
White Plains
gotta
body of work is totally different.
Totally different.
That's the gold blacks.
And if you think about it, when I was in high school, Oxford and Greenberg wasn't even a thing, to be honest.
To you.
No,
That's
to
what I'm-
the whole.
Wait, what you mean by that?
Right.
Who's it?
Yeah.
Hold on, what you mean by that?
As in,
And like I
Lex,
said,
hold on.
Lex, cut that shit out, Lex.
We didn't think about.
and like I
Greenberg
said,
and
it's
Oxford with basketball.
ever. It's ever.
But
It's ups-
Woodlands won a
it's ebbs and
chip
flows.
when you was in high school.
Exactly.
With
They won the chip.
Woodlands was champions.
That's what I'm
when you was in high
saying.
school.
It wasn't on your
You
radar.
talking about SK from Yonkers? You got people from Harlem.
No, but you just said Woodlands. But you just said
The
Woodlands.
same kids from
And
Harlem.
me, Josh, James, Paris, and all of us used to come to Ferris and rip y'all apart while I was with you for the most part.
So,
But your niggas that was on your
where
team.
would you-
we was
where-
whipping-
so where
would play on their team on whatever?
So where
I
would you?
did. I got MVP in the chip.
Where would you put Mount? Where would you put White Plains? On
Two.
Shout out
Okay.
David.
If we're talking about body of work,
So
body of work is way better than Peekskill.
So when I just
Peekskill has they have that.
how they have 4 state championships.
It's a lot
bro.
of drop offs for Peekskill. That's my thing.
that's what
It's
I'm
just a
saying.
lot of
But it's
drop-off.
ebbs and flow. That's like college, right? Notre Dame was trash for a long period of time. You can't say they're not a legendary program in football.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
Peekskill's
but
legendary.
Peekskill
I'm
has,
saying you
they
will
have-
rank them
but they
above.
have 4 state
Yeah, they do.
championships.
They do.
Yeah, I feel like
You do-
out of that, I feel like that list. I feel like my opinion is like that 1 and 2 is like locked.
I
Being
don't
that
think
being that
Peekskill's
you
a
got
lock.
Elton, like I feel like
Because if
automatically.
you go from Elton to Mookie, I don't know how many years that is, but they were not relevant.
Relevancy.
Who can you put in between?
That's different.
Who can you put in
They've
between?
they've always been top 2 in their division. Top 2, top 3 in the division.
But who
Any
can you
given
put
year.
in that? What player can you name? You can't name a player.
I
that's
just said
between-
Rashad Turner.
And what's the age between that?
Hilton Armstrong.
But that's like the same. Hilton Armstrong, Elton, but that's not too far apart.
No,
from
they're
one.
10.
Nah,
Hilton-
years apart?
Yeah, they're 10 years apart.
Okay, and then to Mookie,
Mookie,
another 10.
Brick House.
So you're naming one out of 10.
No, I'm just saying every 2 years they're gonna have a star player. Every 2 years.
I'll say this though about Jim White Plains list, about the people you was naming. About 4 of them was all on the same team. So that's only one era. That's
No,
one
no,
tenure.
they were not on the same team.
Jamel Cromartie, Spencer Smith,
They're all different ages.
Rashad
though.
James. That's the same tenure.
But that's all different ages though. You can't say 10.
They wasn't the same. I could have
Nah, nah,
sworn
nah,
it was all on
no,
the same
they both
team.
get older than them. They both
No,
get older.
I wasn't talking about Dave.
Talking about,
I'm talking
I
about-
didn't even say Mel. That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about Mel, I'm
Rashad
talking
and them,
about
different
SK,
age, different age.
Rashad James.
Different age.
I'm just saying those people that you was naming, most of them was on the same team.
So
Yeah,
we
different age
do we
group, though.
discredit
You're
girls?
right.
Because you didn't say anything.
White Plains, I'm about to get it. White Plains girl culture was way stronger.
Y'all ain't had a
Then
girl
that-
better than Amani Tilford. Fuck is you talking about, Lex?
Portia.
Y'all ain't had no one better than Portia or Tisha.
What are you talking
Our
about?
girl culture is way
She went to
better.
Kentucky.
And the best girl in Westchester right now is Shari, is from Greenberg.
We talking about.
She got scholarships
hold on,
to Kentucky.
hold on. We talking about then we talking about culture. White Plains girls culture ran.
When?
When was
What
that?
you mean when Ken Adams?
Top
Ken Adams was
Postel,
coaching?
top.
When Ken Adams was coaching, we had 3 gold balls back to back.
How many
to back.
how many D1 players you got?
Like at least like 15 from girls.
Nah.
Ken Adams, Liz Flukes, Angela
which one
McGuire.
was better than
We got
Portia
the young girl
Booster?
that just graduated. She's going to FGCU, Florida Gulf Coast. She just graduated last year. So we talking about from 20 years ago.
Y'all ain't had a girl better than Angela Pace.
That's a fact. Forgot about her.
What you talking about?
I'm
forgot
naming
about her.
top 10.
Y'all
I
not
forgot
winning.
about her.
Greenberg don't win, bro.
Forgot about
Keep
her.
the girl.
And you
White
only-
Plains girls, I like y'all dearly. We're gonna keep y'all out of this
Yo,
one.
you
Lex is
talking
out here
And the
fun.
coach is from Greenberg, Benji.
You
Right, and they all went through Benji.
Oh, yeah. And then I all go through Benji. What are you
All
talking
roads
about?
lead to the center.
What are you talking about? You just talking. What are you talking about? You just got there.
Yo,
Kim Adams, legendary. Her program's legendary. You talking about a team
But you
that
throw that
had, you
statement
talking
out
about a
there.
team
You threw the
back
statement
to
out there,
back
but
to
you didn't name a girl yet.
I just named 5 of them.
That was better than the ones we named.
Nobody.
We talking about better or we talking about culture?
Elite,
What are we
elite,
talking about?
elite level.
Elite level.
Who's the most elite level?
What's elite level?
Elite level girls going to Power 5 conferences. Not right on the bench. Girls that was actually going to play.
I just named 2 girls that are 1,000-point scorers in college just because they didn't go to. And now if we talking about college careers, White Plains girls' college careers are way better than the college careers wherever Greenberg girls went. That's
only one because I'm a real one.
That's a fact.
It's Portia Postel.
And that was her own self-destruction.
And that's it.
If we're talking
that had nothing to do with talent.
it.
That had nothing to do with talent.
No, I'm not
That had
saying
nothing to do with
talent. I'm talking about if we're talking about careers, right? Nobody in Greenberg,
Angela Pace.
Nobody in Greenberg had a strong outside of Elton Brand.
Amani went to the.
Hold on. Outside of Elton Brand and Elton Brand, probably I won't even say Hilton. Elton Brand and Ben Gordon. Nobody had a better college career than SK in Westchester. Facts.
That's not true. Donovan Mitchell.
Okay. He have a better college career. He just got it. He's in the era.
You know what? Lexus saying?
He's just in a better era where when you one and done, you can have 8 points in this era.
He worked his way up. He's a hard worker. SK is a hard worker.
He did the distance.
And it was a marathon. It was a marathon.
8 points to be a first rounder.
No, for sure.
It was a marathon.
It's a different era.
All right, you know what though?
Right?
Shotty, I'll give Lex that one. That one I'll give.
And then, hold on, let's slow it down. If we talk about mid-majors, nobody in Westchester had a better college career than Torrey Thomas.
That's not true. That's not true. In Westchester County?
I'm talking about besides the people that are obviously like.
How do you measure that?
Playing time, what you did for the program, how relevant you made the program.
Nobody
Holy Cross did not win. They won 3 Patriots.
Nobody in Westchester? Daniel Abrams had a better career than him.
His first
What do you mean?
Ray Allen Iverson,
Kerry Kittles.
all of them.
All right, we can name
John Wallace.
But I'm talking about these other.
Daniel
Most of these
Abrams.
towns
So
don't have that.
who's your five? Who's your five?
From what? White Plains?
Towns.
I'm gonna go Mount Vernon.
Okay.
I'm gonna go White Plains. I'm gonna go Peekskill. I'm gonna go. And whatever 2 y'all want.
Who's your five? Who's your five? I want to hear from you.
I don't know enough history.
Well, how you feel about New Rochelle? Do you feel New Rochelle was after my argument? Do you feel I did New Rochelle justice, or do you feel New Rochelle should have been higher?
I feel like they should have been. I mean, for me, it's hard because it's like I look at it like this. I look at it like when you talk about like me not knowing too many players' history and all that. I'm just looking at like competition of who people's playing and levels and talking about Class AA, Class A, because I look at it like, okay, if you put a Jeff McDermott at Woodlands, it's ridiculous. If I played at a Woodlands or a Hamilton, it's ridiculous. Like I averaged 21, 8, and 6 to finish my senior. I feel like if I went to a Woodlands, I probably would have averaged 40, 12, and 10. No cap. Just off watching what was going on. So for me, that's why I feel like my only thing with your list really was like the Elmsford Greenberg. It's like now that I'm hearing you explain like the players and the history and stuff like that, stuff I was unaware of, it's like I could see why that could be a better argument. But like I said, when you talking about some of these players that played at a New Rochelle and the Mount Vernon and the White Plains.
Competition was better.
Right.
Because it's a bigger school.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it's like for me, if we played against Woodland, like we scrimmaged against Peekskill. It was like when they had Daquan, if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember but it wasn't close. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like for me.
You also had a really good team.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. But that's my thing. It's like when it comes to classes, like if you put a Woodlands or Hamilton in the Class AA, it's like we not even having these conversations.
Well, it's like boxing. Floyd Mayweather can't fight Mike Tyson.
Yeah, you're right.
Right?
No, for sure.
You got to fight your weight class. So we can say, okay.
And that's why I said, like, hearing you explaining now for me, it's making more sense than when I really just see it, not knowing my history, seeing it, and you like, yo, you're bugging. But then like when you're breaking it down and now we having conversations, you naming certain players and certain people and certain statistics about state championships and all that stuff, and like New Rochelle not having one, being with all the talent we did have come through, as close as we may have been and stuff like that, we don't got one. So it's like, did Jeff and them win state? I think we might have won. Jeff McDermott,
Ray Rice?
I think they won football and basketball in 05.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I think they did something like that. But
I'll say I think the
that's
best
like
part
where
about
I'm
that
at
was
with
the
it.
football. The football argument was kind of what swayed me. Because initially I was like, nah, New Rochelle got to be high on the list. But then when you really think about the culture of New Rochelle, a lot of it is predicated mostly off of football.
No, for sure.
Right?
For
So
sure.
when you think about that,
That's
it's
a fact.
like, that's enough. But the shit that kind of blew me away was the Yonkers thing.
Yeah.
You know, Yonkers, when you really do think about how many high schools they have
How big they are.
and how big of a city they are.
And it's scattered.
You know,
It's-
and my thing is this, you know, I know people gonna be in the comments, people gonna say, yo, but we had people transfer. Well, every town did.
Yeah.
That's a
Everybody had people that transferred and
fact.
all that. And if we would have had them, it shoulda, coulda, woulda. We're not doing no shoulda, coulda, wouldas. We doing what it is. And what it is you're right. Yonkers don't really
meet the bar.
they don't really they got dudes that been killing it on the street ball circuit, things of that
Like Dustin
nature.
was one for
But
us.
like Dustin, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, shout out
And he went
Davis
D,
running-
and
running
Dustin
too.
Dustin went high D1.
Yeah,
Right. Iowa State, and he's overseas
played
playing.
Gaucho. He's
But
still
I just feel
playing.
like for the size of Yonkers, for them to produce, they haven't produced enough.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I feel like we could all agree, like, all these cities and towns had players. Like, you know what I'm saying? Every city and town had a couple high D1s, had mid-majors, had players. But I think when you break it down how you did with, like, state championships, Power 5 players, people that, like you said, not just going to these schools and just being there, actually playing, producing. And that's why even your argument on White Plains, I could, now that we breaking it down like that with the SKs, the Tories, I could see White Plains potential being on that list. You know what I'm saying?
No,
so
not potentially. But the biggest takeaway though is that you said it too, is about the culture starting with youth.
Yeah.
And White Plains
for sure.
lacks that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yonkers lacks that. For
Yeah.
us to be so big of a city, we lack that. Like New Rochelle got Remington,
Yeah.
where I don't know if how big it was when you were. I mean, not when you were a kid, but like when Ray Rice was young. I don't know.
No, that was with Krabby played
Yeah,
Remington,
so-
Ray played, yeah, not
Exactly.
Remington,
Like y'all got
for sure.
the Greenberg Center.
For sure.
Mount Vernon got the Junior Knights. Right, Peekskill, they got whatever they want because they're so small. It's
They
like
got the
if you
canteen.
just pick
Yeah,
5 kids,
yeah.
it's just who it is. But
I think the last thing from White Plains was Tory and them when they was in Slam or something like that when they was kids.
Nah, that was 30 years ago.
Nah, like
Long
what I'm
time
saying,
ago.
but that goes to
That was
prove
Jay
it.
Harper. Jay Harper.
But that was the
Yeah.
first.
Jay Harper,
yeah,
remember
with
him? Jay Harper?
Yeah, but that was the last time they had a youth.
Well, I'll say this. My
I'll say
closing
that started
argument on that is so the reason why Mount Vernon is so special is because of just that.
Yep.
And I'll never forget. I seen Bob Semino. Everybody, he had a kid in IS8 in Queens. It wasn't a star player. The kid was on Riverside, the 10th man on Riverside. He drove to see him play. What that showed me was he cared about him the same way he cared about Jomo, or the same way he cared about Ben Goy. That creates culture. So, it's a good debate. I'm glad you had some valid points that I didn't consider when it comes to White Plains. I'm going to check the state championship thing, but it's valid. I was going to put White Plains, New Rochelle. The 5th one was kind of tough for me, honestly, because I'm like, it's a few, but you brought some good points up. And White Plains, what they're doing now with Ferris is special. That in itself has created culture, that street ball culture, but it's still basketball culture, right?
Sure.
So I still confident on my list, but
As you should be.
I do.
Yeah, for sure.
I think my list makes a little bit more sense now because I can understand from the outside looking in. If you're from White Plains, or if you're from New Rochelle, you like Allen Ford, Greenberg, Peekskill, like this shit is a joke, like you know what I'm saying. But I think hopefully once you can be objective and actually listen to the points made, it doesn't sound as crazy as it was.
But I'll also say this though too, to kind of even end the debate, it's Westchester, people from Westchester, you hear the debates, you hear how fiery it is, things like that. We have culture in general.
Yeah, no fact.
And we need to acknowledge that and not try to, seek outside of just Westchester. We have our own culture and we got to keep building that. And that's what I'm going to end it off with.
Yo, appreciate y'all, man.
Yes,
I gotta
sir.
run.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Definitely appreciate
All right, man. Tag me in that clip.
That's Rashad at your leisure. We appreciate him coming through.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now you good.
Okay.
Yeah.
He came prepared.
Yeah. I was waiting. Yeah, he said he was going by. Yeah, I was waiting. I'm like,
Nah, he did his homework.
Yeah, I see. We definitely had a heated debate. Good debate though.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely needed. And to Fred's point, like he said, all these cities and towns we naming, at the end of the day, is all 914.
Yep.
So I think as a whole, as a county, I think we definitely putting on. We definitely need to represent it a little bit more. We definitely need to do a lot more stuff in house. and focus on, building Westchester and making Westchester, more big and more relevant. Because we got talent, we got NBA players, we got state championships, all the above. So
I don't know about y'all, man. After a debate like that, man, I'm starving, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm always starving. Y'all know me. I'm always starving, but still, that made me hungry. I don't know about y'all, man.
Yeah, nah, definitely. So I mean, we could get straight into that then. I said let's get straight into our next special guest that we got with us today. From Queens originally, from Mount Vernon now. Well, not from Queens and from Mount Vernon. From Queens, living in Mount Vernon right now. The #1 town on Shad's list, which we all agree with. Of course, they culture and they winning culture. We would like to introduce Talia. Welcome to the show. You could bring the stuff with you too.
Oh, y'all making sure the food is there,
They
huh?
have a talk for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And before so she basically has her own company, Sazon and Soul, food company where she cooks up food.
Get your Spanish out.
That's Sazon and
Oh, okay.
Soul. But she started it up, and she's we gonna ask her before we get into the good eats that she brought us, to taste it and review and stuff like that. We just want to ask you a few questions. First off, I introduced you, but introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from. Tell us a little bit about your company, how you started it, stuff like that.
What made you get into it?
So, my name is Talia, as they said, from Sazon and Soul. Me and my sister run the company. We started it together.
How long?
We started it officially in October, so about 7-8 months. Not really long.
Okay.
No,
And
but
what made you start it up?
we've been cooking since we were like little girls. My mom always had us in the kitchen. And almost every job I've had has been in food. Like I love food. That's really my passion. I had a baby last year. Thank you. So once I had my baby, I just kind of was like, I need to show her what it looks like to chase my dream and not just, go hard for other people's business. I need to put that energy into my own. So that's what I did.
Did you think about doing, now they got a lot of YouTubers that do eat on camera and
Mukbangs.
but not mukbangs.
It's so
the ones
funny.
that just be trying food.
Oh, yes.
Like
So-
food, like Keith Lee.
Yeah, like
food
Keith Lee.
reviews.
So my first experience with sending my food to an influencer was a fail. I recently sent somebody like $100 worth of food, and I've been waiting on a review. She literally wrote me back as I was sitting over there like, hey, I feel so bad, but my phone updated and, I just don't got the TikTok video anymore. Like we don't all got iPhones. Like we don't all got iCloud. So I've been waiting a month for that. I'm open to reaching out to influencers and working with influencers, but it's very hard. Like,
No, have
because-
you ever thought about becoming not
Have
an
I
influencer,
thought about becoming
not
an
an influencer?
influencer?
But the people that be on Instagram and be tasting their food.
Kinda
That's
influence.
what's up.
Yeah.
I would taste my own because I have a business.
Yeah.
So like, I love food, no shade to them, but I like to keep my spots to me because once they blow up, I feel like quality goes down sometimes and be packed in there. Now they sold out of my favorite thing. So
Did the same.
So yeah, I recently got like 27. I got like 27,000 views on one of my videos on TikTok.
what's up.
So go follow me.
Yeah, follow.
Yeah, definitely.
Sazon and Soul. Everything's the same. Sazon and Soul.
We'll
TikTok,
tag it. We'll make
Instagram.
sure we put the graphics and stuff in.
Nice.
And really, like I was telling you, I'm not gonna name too, but a couple people have reached out to us, come on and try to promote their stuff. And I told the guys, like I was just on Instagram scrolling. I have a few mutual friends that you have, so I seen them post. What was it? I think it was the bacon, egg, and cheese empanada, which I never really heard of or seen. So that made me very interested. And then I seen you was based in Mount Vernon, so Westchester 914.
Westchester.
So I've reached out, we talked a little bit. You, like you said, you was open to it. You told me the story about the influencer, and I told you with us, that's definitely something you don't have to worry about.
Facts.
And I'm like, shoot, why don't you just come pull up on us, bring some stuff through. We'll talk about it on the pod. So it's gonna go out. This is our podcast.
No, for
episode.
sure. Once
Ain't
you
not-
have Rashad here, it's like, you gotta post that. You gotta post it now.
Fact.
So,
for sure. So,
Fact.
so y'all ready?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Like, food's cold. All right. So first, this is
Yeah, get Fred. He's sweating.
this is sweet chili salmon.
Okay, so we just, I'll pass.
I brought
it.
napkins and everything, so yeah, you could just take one and pass it.
No, I want the other stuff because remember, I can't.
No fish? Okay.
And we got some for the production team too. We got Gianni with us.
I brought
I'm
enough.
bring some to you, YB. Don't be tight. You missed it. I got you. With
I know
like
you
one
watching mad as hell right now.
But, so I'm gonna keep these two to the
A
side.
sweet chili.
And then if you want to pass like I'm gonna put these back.
Uh huh.
Take them to
And I have beef, cheese and chicken, and jerk chicken.
Amazing.
Which one? And I have pepper steak too.
Pause, beef, pause.
Pepper steak? You want pepper steak?
Yeah, I'll take that.
I knew you was gonna do that.
Chill, bro.
Especially the story you was telling me off camera.
Yo,
Not y'all having inside jokes with company around.
Right. So this is the pepper steak.
That's pepper steak,
So
yes.
Fred is gonna be trying the pepper steak, and me and Lex got the sweet chili salmon.
Yep.
All right.
And it's still warm and all. Like you said, it might not be. It's still warm and all. Like so. Let's see what we got.
I love a big bag.
Yeah, I'm
You can
a
pass that
big
now.
back on. Look here.
this is fire. I like this.
Pepper steak?
It's that pepper steak, y'all. I'm telling you.
Right.
Yeah, boy.
And it's crazy because I don't really even jack salmon like that no more. But I'm jacking this.
Damn, my
That
favorite.
was fire. We gonna eat the whole thing, or we just, we take a
It's
bit?
enough, so it's up to you.
We could take a yeah.
Yeah, I'm just we don't wild out too
So we
much
be
right
here
now.
all day. So, you know, definitely
it's
fire.
heat,
though.
it's heat.
Yeah, no,
It's
it's heat. Oh, yeah. So what y'all want? What you want to rate?
I'm not even
the-
saying it because we on a pod.
Nah, that's a fact.
Yeah, I would expect y'all to keep it. I'm very honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah,
we
this
got
is-
home.
No, this
We
is
can't,
about
we can't steer the people.
You over there want to eat the rest so
Nah, I
bad.
do. Like I'm looking.
I
So I'm
wouldn't pick
for that. I'm gonna give it a 9.5 because you know what I'm saying.
You
like,
know,
I don't want
can't be
nobody
as
to-
in.
I don't want nobody to think I'm wild. I'm fiending. Like, I just like anything. You know what I'm saying? So if I give it a 9.5,
You don't look like you like everything.
Wow.
Yo,
Nah, for
You know-
for me being someone that doesn't, like I said, that stopped
my
eating
bad,
salmon
my
a few
bad.
years ago, I gotta get it to 10 because I don't really eat salmon like that.
No,
So
it's
for me,
fine. I
I'm
eat
jacking.
salmon.
This
I'm a
is fire.
seafood. I'm a seafood guy.
I want to eat
the spicy too.
Yeah, it got the little
With the
kick.
sweet, with the sweet.
Facts. Nah, this is
You can
fire.
tell me watching the YouTube. Though. With the
Yeah.
sweet, with the sweet.
Yeah, with the
Nah,
Nah,
this
this
is
is
fire,
fire.
bro.
This is
So
fire.
this is chicken.
Yeah, OG. I fake want to eat the rest of this shit. That's all.
This is jerk chicken and traditional chicken and cheese. So this is jerk.
Right.
yeah, I'm on a jerk for sure. Pause. That was,
Let me see one of y'all napkins.
Here.
Wow.
That was crazy.
So this is all jerk chicken.
Jerk.
Right?
That was a moment. We just had a moment. That was crazy.
Oh, we got sauce here. That's a jerk chicken.
Oh, we got the jerk chicken sauce. I know.
Mm-hmm.
That's a sauce. And like I said, we got the team too, Gianni. I know you fighting
my
out
man
water.
Gianni,
Like,
yeah.
yo, what
Definitely
y'all
brought
doing?
enough.
Gianni, my
got
fault,
you.
bro.
We got you.
Crazy. Thank you.
Yeah, good sauce.
I say you can't have it without the sauce, but that's just me.
Gianni watching me eat.
Yeah, nah, we got you, John. You got like 3 or 4 coming your way. As soon as we, that's it. So that we all got the same one. So this the jerk. No, this is the jerk
Jerk.
chicken.
How are you like halfway biting it in one bite? That's impressive.
I be wilding sometimes. I be wilding.
That's impressive.
Impressive as wow.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
Halfway,
yeah.
impressive.
We had another pause moment. Let's have to talk pause moment.
Nah, this is
Oh,
fire.
this is good.
Yeah.
And
The
not too
sauce?
spicy.
No, it's
See,
good.
I'm a
And it's
jerk
not too
chicken.
spicy.
Like I'll eat jerk chicken before salmon and all that. Like this is fire.
Jerk chicken be having my head sweating. Like, and this ain't too spicy, so I like that.
Yeah, no, this is fire. So what? While we eating, what made you come up with that name? Like Sazon.
Spanish?
So my father's Puerto Rican
Okay.
and my mother's black. I don't really tell people that because when you see everybody together, we all look black. So I just tell people I'm black.
Hey, you real Puerto Rican or fake Puerto Rican? My man right here.
Yeah.
Well, my father, I grew up with my grandmother. I feel like that was racist.
I speak un poquito.
Un poquito,
You know what I'm saying?
pero dique, like. But nah, my grandmother was directly from Puerto Rico. My father was born here, but she didn't really speak English, and I spent a lot of time with her growing up. So she was really the main inspiration behind the flavors. So when I came up with the name Sazon and Soul, just a perfect combination of like
Absolutely.
both worlds. You got the Puerto Rican, you got the sofrito, and then you got the soul food, you know? So
Nah, I ain't going for these shits is really crack.
No, it's really good.
Not y'all finished them. You wasn't supposed to finish them.
Yeah, I wasn't
I'm
supposed to
finishing
finish.
this
That's
one.
like,
All right,
I'm a
cool.
jerk chicken.
Home. What's next? Regular chicken and cheese?
Okay. Is this homemade drip sauce?
Yes, I made that myself.
Fire.
Thank you.
Make sure y'all chop in. No cap.
Nah, for real.
But if it wasn't really fire, yeah, we'll be on. You know, it's alright. Like, nah, this is really.
We were doing
I
a
wasn't
fake bite
even-
and
I wasn't
then
even-
Yeah,
Like,
like
yeah, we're not gonna eat it.
cut
though.
to
We
the
just
next
gonna-
scene.
Yeah.
This is traditional chicken and
Like, these
cheese.
is really crack. Like, flavorful, all that.
Hold on, let me stop acting like I'm fiending. Hold on.
Boy, if you don't empanada,
I'm over here. People
trying to be cute about it. We don't be cute over empanadas over here.
I got it. You good?
So this, which one is this?
That's traditional chicken.
Okay.
So that's just regular, you know, sofrito, tomato base. My goal for empanadas is, well, I love to cook everything, but I feel like empanadas get a bad rep, especially living in Mount Vernon. It's very West Indian, so a lot of them are prone to not liking empanadas due to bad experiences, like, oh, they be too dry, or they be too this or too that. So I just wanted to show people, like, they could be juicy and not have to have, like, sauce.
Yeah.
I think it don't need no sauce
Nah,
for
cause
any.
pause, these are all juicy and all that.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
Filled and everything.
Damn.
Not
every
skimmed.
bite. Yeah, for sure. Like, I was, yeah, nah, these
What?
like,
Not skimmed. Like, not.
No, what is that? What is what? After he said
Well,
It's filled. Yo, y'all.
Yo, what?
Yo.
What did you say,
and I'm not a sauce
Going
person
wrong
anyway.
today.
These definitely don't need sauce.
Yeah.
Nah, he's heat.
Nah, that was my thing that I was
And I'm
gonna
an
say. It's
empanada
not
guy.
skimp.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't an air pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
bro.
a big old air pocket in the
Yeah.
middle with
When you
two
go to
pieces of
stores
chicken.
and they definitely be air pockets. I ain't even
And people
gonna
that
Be
know
dry.
me and know my crib,
Mm-hmm.
I'm an empanada guy. Like, grandma.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
You come in my house,
so-
it's gonna smell like granny crib. Like
Yeah,
I grew up with my
it's
grandma
like
making
these actually
pasteles at
flavor.
the table with the achote oil and the banana leaves. Like
Nah, fire.
No, this is good.
Now, this is good.
So what could people like if they wanted some empanadas? How could they? Well, first before I even ask that, is there other stuff you like cooking? I mean, I'm sure, like you said, you cook everything, but
So-
is there other stuff people could like purchase besides empanadas? What
Yes.
else? Like, what's the menu? What's the menu looking like?
yes, we do have a full menu posted on our Instagram, and we have a link that's in our bio, like so you can see all of our food catering options. So it's at Sazon and Soul. So we got everything from soul food, classic soul food, classic soul food like fried chicken, fried fish, mac and cheese, candy yams, cabbage, to like arroz con gandules. Me and my sister haven't determined if we're gonna make it a no pork business because I don't eat pork, I don't touch pork, but my sister eats pork. So with the bacon, egg, and cheese empanadas, I was gonna make it, but I know some of y'all don't eat red meat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I use beef bacon or turkey bacon, but I prefer beef because it's the closest thing to like,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't eat nothing but chicken and seafood. But
I
these
respect
right
it.
here,
Fire.
you know, these fire.
So right now you say you're more so like a catering business. There's no like place we could just go to and find.
So we do sell out the crib on Thursdays and Fridays.
Okay.
Very limited amounts. We sell out very fast.
Fire.
But yeah, we do it out the crib. My sister is Serve Safe certified, so everything is always clean, legit. I'm a skeptical person to eat out of people's house too.
Nah, for sure.
But my mom was changed one time I went out the country and I had the best food I ever had out somebody's house.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was just like, you know, let me just jump off the porch with it. See where I could be in a year.
Sure.
This is proof that a storefront don't mean nothing.
Nah,
You know
that's
what
a
I'm
fact.
saying?
This is really quality.
This
good
is
eats.
quality, good eats.
Like,
And
OD.
That's a fact.
so if anybody, out there watching this that just feels like, oh no, she's doing it out the house. Oh no, there's no storefront. That don't mean nothing. This
Not
is
at all.
That's great.
this is it. This
Like,
is it right
yeah,
here.
yeah, nah, OD.
It's
Definitely.
beef left and a dessert one. Y'all want to try the dessert one or you want to beef?
I'll
Dessert?
try one of
I'm
the
a
beef
dessert,
ones.
yeah.
Pause. I'm
Okay.
gonna do the dessert too, but I need. I need.
I want y'all to try the dessert one together. This is all beef, so I have more napkins.
How did you feel?
Jesus, that
He just
When you-
picked up the damn napkin fast.
off the floor. Like,
I want to dive more into your story.
These shit is really
How
crack.
did you feel going into it? Like you said, just
You want this or
not
the
beef.
dessert? Oh yeah. Nigga said not beef.
Yeah. But yeah, how did you feel going into it? Like, were you nervous, scared? Because there's a lot of people, right, that inspire to not just do food, but like just do their own, do their own business. Like you said, work hard for yourself and chase your dreams. How did you feel getting into it?
I mean,
And before you answer that, how long before the thought and you actually doing it?
so, it was really me having my kid. Like everybody always says, like having a baby will change you, will wake you up, and it shouldn't make you want to go hard and grind. But when you have a person, like a little person, depending on you, it just kind of put like a battery in my back. So I was just like, at a point in my life where I was like, I don't have nothing to lose by doing it. So I started it, and it was discouraging at first because you like the same thoughts I have is the same thoughts other people have. Like, is it sanitary? Are we? I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna get sick. Like, what's the food like? Is it good? Am I gonna waste my money? But the thing about my fellow big bags is that like it don't matter where the good food comes from. If it's good, if it's quality, like they're gonna appreciate it. Like people just want to know that they're spending their money and getting their worth out of it.
So you say your thoughts. So you were thinking about it throughout your whole pregnancy, and then when you had it, that's when you
honestly,
had your child, that's when you did it?
Honestly, I've it's something, I know I'm kind of all over the place, but it's something I've always thought about. When I was in college, I went to Livingstone College in North Carolina, HBCU. I sold plates in college, so that was something that I enjoyed doing. I had a little traction with, I had a little following with. So even the page that I used for Sazon and Soul, that was my food page before.
Okay.
So I already had like some traction on the page. But when I started it back up, like I'm a very I'm a try it type of person.
Yeah.
So when I left college, I tried different things. But a wise person told me that if you do what you love, even on the hard days, you know what I'm saying? You could still do it. You still could muster up the energy to do it. So that's when I was like, you know what? Let me just try. Like I got a degree in social work. I hate social work. So I was like, you know what? Let me just do something I love. Like,
That's fire.
how was the beef?
Oh, that was amazing.
Nah,
I'm just gonna let you know now.
Wait, what?
It was amazing. Oh,
No, my
shit.
shit.
It was amazing.
Set you
Listen,
up.
I know
Food got
you
us.
said-
We can't even think. This
I
shit
know,
fire.
yeah. I know you said, basically you have a little one looking up to you and all of that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know now. I'm gonna put her through college because I'm all this right here.
She need it.
She going to school.
She
on
need
me
it.
alone.
I'm trying to homeschool. We need every
Fuck
coin.
rent.
Trump taking away every dollar. We
gonna
need
pay
the
for
money
school.
on.
Fuck this shit. Because listen, from your door,
Yo,
from her door to your door, Sazon and Soul.
no, I'm
telling you,
jacking it.
This is
I'm
Is
amazing.
this the dessert?
This is blueberry cheesecake.
Okay. Blueberry cheesecake.
Cheesecake, my favorite.
You know what? I'm gonna try it because I don't like blueberries or cheesecake, but I'm gonna try it
Wow.
anyway.
I usually do strawberry cheesecake, and I have an apple one people really like. So
Oh, I thought I was about to put it back. I thought you had the apple in the bag. I was ready.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we all can agree. I mean, we'll give our last end, but this is definitely. And then definitely give a shout out to your sister too.
Shout out to my sister.
Wow.
Thank you. Love you. Appreciate you, Black Queen.
Blueberry right here. Cheesecake.
You wanna know what's crazy? I don't like blueberry cheesecake, none of that. This is really good.
Thank you.
This is really good. Like, because I'm a picky eater, contrary to popular belief. You know what I'm saying? But this is good. This is good.
I never had a dessert empanada.
Me either.
I'll tell you this much. You do something with Oreos,
Yo,
This shit, I'm
please,
telling
because I
you.
could do that.
Yo.
Oreo cheesecake? Oh, you don't even like cheesecake.
but I'm gonna eat that though. The Oreo cheese, I'm telling you,
Nah, this is fire.
new flavor coming soon. Oreo cheese.
Once we come, if nobody takes the chance to invest and tap in, we gonna be the
Telling
ones to
you.
do it. I'll tell you that right
Listen,
now. I promise
a
you.
truck, a corner store, a cart. I be out there with Pablo and them.
Yo, listen.
I'm outside.
We done turned this from Westchester Talks to Westchester Eats.
And you just idea, just because we sitting here eating, is just because you said cart, it made me think. Because me, I played in Dyke. We all been in Dyke,
Yep.
and we know the empanada lady that
Yep.
be in Dyke.
I was just
I
in
think
Ferris
maybe-
with my bag.
I was just about to say, you already
My whole
on it.
bag with this. If you
So you
see me in
already on it.
Ferris with this red
yeah.
bag right here, just know
Got
Nah,
I'm
I'm running down
outside.
now.
Specifically when the pound is playing.
we
Or get money.
Yeah, oh, Lord.
Not too much.
Not
Not
too much.
Not too much.
Yeah, so we tapped in now. We definitely tapped in. I'm glad we was able to like work this out. You pulled up on us.
I'm glad y'all enjoyed that.
Yeah,
No, this
I
is
love
actually-
watching people eat my food. I'm like an old Puerto Rican grandma. Like I was sit there and watch you eat.
I ain't gonna front. Like you said, you expected us to be honest and give you like our real feedback, and that's all that's what we was expecting to do anyway. Because you know we got our viewers, we got our supporters, and we don't want to steer them the wrong way and lie to them.
Right.
Because once you start lying, that's when people don't want to.
Value.
But I ain't gonna lie,
Nah, these heat.
tap in.
10
Like,
out
we
of
not
10
just
for
if
real,
y'all
for real.
tap in and y'all not jacking it, y'all can come back, comment,
Yeah.
tell us we bugging.
Bomb me in my
whatever,
DM if it's nasty, but I
Yeah.
promise it's not.
We
Like I
gonna
said,
put all the contact info in, so y'all could definitely tap in with her. Yeah, I'm jacking the door, man. I think I'm with Fred. Like,
Last
I'm gonna
question.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you made your first sale?
Yeah.
Or your first day of sale? 'Cause, you know, your first sale might have been to your little cousin or something. Your first day of sale. Like you
First
said
day
you
of
sold
sale,
out.
I was just
How did you
so
feel?
proud that people, like, I was surprised and honored and like happy. It was just a mixture of feelings because it's like, y'all liked it too? Okay.
Yeah.
So that means my food is actually, it's not just like my siblings ate it. Because you know, you try people food and it be nasty, but that's how they eat when they grew up sometimes.
Right, yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
like, wow,
they used
people
to.
outside of my family, they like my food. They want to try it. They want to spend money on it. So it was like encouraging and like,
What's up?
Yeah.
Nah, that's what's up. That's
This,
what's up.
this was.
Because like I said, it takes courage for you,
Nah, that's a
especially
fact.
with food.
Yeah.
especially with food.
Because if you
Yeah.
tell your lady, right, that her food whack, you might be sleeping in the driveway
That's a
for
fact.
about 4
Somebody said that in a video of mine. Like, I'm telling my wife
So-
when I go home, like,
So that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
it's
So it's
trash.
like if you just
Oh my! After eating your food?
after eating my food, I have a video.
Nah, that's diabolical. Yo, listen, fellas.
what happened?
Do not taste Sazon and Soul and then go tell wifey that she can't cook.
He told wifey that.
Please, chill.
Just bring wifey something.
Yeah,
Just bring her
Bring
some,
her
yeah,
some-
and don't say nothing
You can throw
about
little
it.
hints like,
Don't
yeah,
even
babe, you
say
like that, you know what I'm saying?
Just be like, I
Like,
picked
babe,
this
you know
up
what
for
I'm saying? She
you.
used the sofrito that this way. Just do it one time. That's
Right.
it.
Everything's
That's how she does
homemade, by the way. Everything's homemade. My sofrito's homemade, rice, everything. We make potato wedges, all of that, but I didn't want to bring it and it'll get
Yeah.
soggy and all of that.
Yeah,
so.
nah, I could say we definitely gonna tap in. We got plans on have like an event or two, maybe
Yeah.
before the summer's over, or before the year's over, and you're definitely somebody we gonna reach out to
Please do.
bring the
Yeah,
food through.
Please do.
You know what I'm saying? We might not even need nobody else. I ain't even go.
Nah,
And she
for
said
real.
she
We do
making
everything,
everything.
literally.
So it's like
I love to grill too, like,
even here at the private shop. The private shop I know in the past we did at the other location. We did like events and like Christmas parties and stuff like that where we had like vendors come through and make food
and if you go
stuff.
on our Instagram, you can see all the other foods that we have too, because it's not just empanadas.
For sure.
Do you have a slogan?
No,
All right, so you know what? That's fine. I'm gonna close out with the slogan right now. From her door to your door, Sazon and Soul.
I'm jacking it.
Talk about. That's what I do.
You might have ate that one little thing
Yeah, you know
up.
what I'm saying? That's what I do.
So that's the new. So we definitely want to thank you for coming
Thank you.
through.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm glad you guys
We gonna
enjoyed
be
it.
able to take one.
Yeah, y'all
Oh,
could.
yeah,
This,
yeah.
I
So
brought this
when we
all for y'all.
fit- yeah, yeah,
I brought
yeah.
y'all banana pudding too. So.
Oh my
Okay,
god. Yeah, look, man. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'ma still eat dinner when
Yeah,
I
let's
get
end this.
home.
Hurry up. Let's go, man.
So listen, wifeys, I don't want no beef.
No,
Yeah,
please.
nah.
Okay,
She-
this is my-
is
this
for
my
some for
job,
y'all,
okay?
too.
This my
We
job.
bringing y'all some too. You know what I'm saying? She showing love to everybody. So
Definitely
definitely
appreciate
thank
it.
you for coming.
All right,
through.
Black Kings.
Thank
We
you so
appreciate
much.
Y'all be good.
Shoot, like Fred was saying, man. After that argument, it made us hungry. And shoot, after eating that, I don't even know if I'm ready to.
tired.
Yeah.
I got itis. I'm going to sleep.
We had some topics. I
I'm
mean,
back.
Nah.
yeah, that.
We'll say that for episode
back.
11.
Nah,
Yo,
but
we
that-
out of here, man. We out here. We I'm tired.
Yeah, so I guess that's the episode today. Episode 11. I can't. The food got
We
me
don't even
buzzing.
know.
Yeah. Episode 10. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment. We appreciate everybody that has subscribed up to this far. We know this episode was a little different than usual. You know, we had Rashad, who we seen outside, wasn't playing, so we had him come through. Had Tyler come through with the great eats. Definitely tapping. We're gonna put all the info in the YouTube description. We'll put it on the clips. We'll, put everywhere you can find her at. Definitely too, don't forget, tap into that list. You know what I'm saying? You heard Rashad, you heard his points. You heard some of Lex's arguments, you heard Fred's arguments. I ain't really give too much input. My lack of basketball history, but you know, I think Westchester do got a state championship, even though he said we don't. I could be wrong, but I think we do. But yeah,
sure
definitely,
White Plains
again, like, subscribe, comment. Shout out to everybody tuning in. That's Westchester Talks. That's episode 10. And we out of here, man.